Hey everyone, EJ here from ejlove.com. So I'm finally doing this live stream, which I've been talking about for forever, about how to heal after a breakup. So before we get started, and while I'm waiting for people to jump on, I'm going to share this across to my page and to my groups. I've got a couple of groups on Facebook. I've got a Soulful Sexual Woman one, which is for sexual healing for women. I do a free 7-day program in there. And also Heal Your Love Wounds, which I'm going to talk about. Hey everyone, I can see lots of people are watching me. Please say hello. Let me know that you're there. Tell me who's on. How's your night or your day going? Happy New Year, wherever you are. Well, a bit past New Year now. And thank you for the love. Okay, I just have to share. Oh, I've doubly shared it now. I was supposed to share it to my group, but oh well. It's all good. So what I was saying was that I have a couple of groups, and so one of the groups I have is called Heal Your Love Wounds. And I was running a program in there. It's a 21-day program, a free program, which the thing is that sometimes it stays hard to get. Oh, thank you, Laura. That's beautiful. And Happy New Year to you. Madhavi, please tell me I'm pronouncing that right. If I'm not, let me know. You know what, Laura? I've actually been getting a lot of messages lately from people about just the way that I've been showing up and inspiring. So it's really nice to get that confirmation, because sometimes, you know, it is quite vulnerable to share so personally. So yeah, it's nice to get that. Okay, so I'm just sharing this in my group. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run next week, starting next Monday, a 5-day Heal Your Love Wounds program. Not a challenge, a healing journey, or program I'm calling it. So this is going to be, I was going to, like I usually do, I tend to do sometimes quite long live streams. I'm trying not to make this too long, and what I want to do is really put it into like a 5-day intensive program where you can follow each day and actually go and do the practices. So I'll just share this to one more group. There we go. Cool, that will do. Alright, so this is, I put the link at the top of this video. It's tinyurl.com 5 days to love. Oh wow, and look at all the love I'm getting. Oh, I can see you, Linda, in your beautiful love hearts, and everyone else that is giving me lots of love. So basically what I wanted to do is just break down these 5 keys I'm going to go through in the 5-day, I want to keep calling it challenge because I did a 7-day sexual healing challenge program. And how that'll run is that will be, you'll get a video each day, and you'll allow about 20 minutes for it. So make sure you jump on and you sign up for that. I'm just going to give you a brief run through of what we'll be looking at. And yeah, so I've known the one reason that I wanted to do this is because I actually, yeah, Kerry, I know shorter live streams are a lot easier and better. So yeah, so basically I've seen a lot of people towards the end of the year going through breakups, like a lot, like ridiculous amounts. And I've been talking about doing this live stream for ages and running this, and I've, you know, been doing the 21-day program and running that for like a year now. And having some amazing things happen for a lot of my clients, actually all of my clients. And so I thought, how can I can kind of condense it down a little bit? And I wanted to, I was just like, okay, you've got to do it, because all these people are going through all these breakups. And then there's also people that have been through breakups but not done any healing. And I don't want to make anyone bad or wrong for that. It's just that sometimes we don't have the awareness of where to start, and then we keep attracting the same thing over and over and then wondering why. It's because we haven't actually gone and healed ourselves from the last relationship. So this is actually the first thing we're going to talk about, is like you have to make a choice. Okay, so when you end a relationship, you've got a choice. It's like whether you're going to keep going on with life and numbing yourself, so maybe you get busy with work, maybe you go out and party with the girls or mates, and maybe you just kind of go into a place where you get a bit down on yourself, and maybe you get a bit victim-y, and you don't really know how to get out of that, or you just keep distracting yourself from actually feeling the pain of the heartbreak, or maybe you'll feel a little bit, and then you might just find ways to keep yourself distracted or busy, or maybe you go into your work or your business and you just you just find ways not to really feel it, or maybe you go into a bit of blame. And so what we need to do is we need to make a choice here. Oh, thanks, Made. Thanks, Vicky. Oh, yay, so many people on it. So exciting. So this is a really good time to live stream, yeah? So what we need to look at is, what is it that we need to do to actually heal? Like, where do we start? And it really is bringing up those emotions. And these aren't just the emotions from what's just happened. The thing is that what has actually happened is this person has actually triggered something that's happened before. And if you start to think about it, you'll notice that there's like a pattern. Okay, start to think about where you've felt these emotions before. Maybe it's something from childhood, maybe it's another relationship. And we want to recognize that it's actually a re-wounding. Okay, so I did this with an ex-partner, and I did all these processes, and I realized it was actually like an exact repetition of a relationship that I'd been in when I was like 17, and I had actually numbed my life for like 10 years after that relationship, and it was really amazing to see that. And so I really had to look at bringing up all that stuff, and I had to actually bring up all the emotions and all the pain from when I was, when I was 17 and went through that heartache. I had to bring it back up, because until you actually heal it at the source, it's going to keep happening and happening and happening. So it's like these people were kind of sent to us, although we're actually attracting them, to show us what we need to look at, to show us the parts of us that, are feeling wounded, are feeling hurt, are feeling, not good enough, or unwanted, or rejected, or not worthy, all that sort of stuff that might be sitting there. And so we have to go and look at them. We had to kind of feel the pain, right? And this is the thing about pain, is that when you allow yourself to feel the sadness and the pain, you actually allow yourself to feel more joy, and you're allowing yourself to open your heart more, okay? Because if you keep getting hurt, you keep numbing, you shut your heart down. And then you keep attracting relationships that actually don't fulfill you, or you keep attracting the same thing that will keep happening. Like maybe you settle, for example, because you don't have to be vulnerable, and it's not going to be that scary, right? So, interesting point on that is that I used to attract these men that were unavailable emotionally, and like they'd run away or something would happen, and I'd wonder what was going on, and of course it was always their fault in my eyes, until one day I went through some of this process and I realized that I was actually the one that was not available emotionally, that my heart was actually closed, and I was choosing these men because it meant I was safe. Right, so just a key note on that just if you keep attracting that, maybe it's a good time to just sort of looking at yourself and your own availability. Is your heart open, and have you done any healing, and deep healing around relationship, around men or around women, around love, around all of that? Okay, so this is what we're going to look at. We're going to look at all your belief systems as well, because you have to start looking at what your beliefs are about relationship, what it is about love, what it is about men, about women, because this is like, you're going to be healing like a lot of your relationships, not just romantic relationships. It's kind of like it flows out through the rest of your relationships. So some of the practices that I teach around your emotions are really like getting like out of the headspace and getting into the heart, and then really venting that out. So sometimes that requires like being angry, right? So we've really shamed anger and made it wrong and bad, but when we do that, it stops us from feeling. So we actually have to get angry, and we have to allow ourselves to be okay with that, right? So I know that a lot of people really struggle with that sometimes, but I have a safe container practice where you can actually go do that on a regular basis, and then you'll find that you actually start getting less frustrated and less triggered and that sort of stuff. That's another thing that one of the practices I teach does, is that it's looking around managing your emotional triggers. Now, if you've been watching me already, you've probably seen that I've done a live stream on that. If not, go to my page, EJ Love Priestess, and go to my live stream that I did on how to manage your emotional triggers. I believe at this point it's actually a pinned post. Okay, so what I'm going to get people to do is really look at like their victimized perspective, and looking at, what are all these crappy feelings, and what did they do to me? And I get people to actually go into blame first, because that's going to bring up the shit, right? Sometimes I think what we do is we think, no, so you don't want to project. So this is what I mean. I hope I pronounced that right, is that of course not. We want to have that's what I mean by a safe container of managing that anger is like a practice that I give people to safely vent that anger, but not on anyone else. So it's really important we don't project onto other people and we start owning that experience, okay? So I have lots of beautiful emotional release tools that I'm going to talk about in the 5-day program, and I'll be sharing everything I'm talking about with here. I'm going to be sharing in the 5-day program, which is free. So make sure that you go jump on it and jump in the Heal Your Love Wounds group where I'm running it. So once we've felt and released a lot of those emotions, and we've really come from that victimized perspective, then we have to start looking at, well, what was my part in it? Okay, like how did I attract this and how did I show up? And this part is not always very pretty, okay, because we have to look at some stuff that we have to be really responsible for. Like we have to own our shit, okay? And so that means looking at things like how we gave our power away, how do we overgive, how do we self-abandon, how do we not honor our boundaries? Like, did we even know our boundaries, right? Did we even know that we could have boundaries, or did we believe that we would just like be one person and we share everything together, right? So it's all that sort of stuff that we need to start looking at. And, you know, how did I enable abusive behavior? And so these are the things that are really important to look at, because when you start uncovering that, then you are going to go and discover new ways of showing up, okay? And then you have to learn a lot of skills, right? There's a lot of skills that we have to learn to show up in a way that is really honoring, loving, respectful to ourselves, okay? Because it all starts with us. Like we have to work on relationship with self first, rather than relying on other people to give us that love, to give us that respect, to honor us, okay, to value us. Like we have to do that for ourselves first. So the beauty of doing this healing work is that person is actually showing you all the ways that you have not been loving yourself, all the ways you haven't honored yourself, all the ways you have been abusing yourself. Okay, I love you too, Linda. Awesome, so glad that you're on here. So yeah, we have to look at all of that, right? And as I said, sometimes it's like, oh my God, did I really show up that way? Did I really do that? Did I really enable that behavior? I just did a post recently about how I was showing up with men and emasculating them, and was actually like, aiding them to trigger, right? It wasn't, we're always responsible for our actions. We're not ever responsible for anyone else's actions. But at the same time, like, we can do things that might, trigger, or we might do things that self-sabotage, where we might actually deliberately pick out things to, like, piss off someone, that sort of stuff, right? So that's all the stuff that we got to look at. And then we have to look at our beliefs, right? And Linda is a belief master on here. She's really good at busting beliefs and rewiring your subconscious beliefs, because basically all your beliefs have led you into these relationships, right? So you've got to look at, are your beliefs empowering you or are they disempowering you? Okay, so there's lots of different ways to work with this, and so some of the work I do is really looking at, first of all, how are you showing up that these beliefs are true? Okay, so this is really important. This is a key thing. Like, I don't really believe in that, that I am, say I am loved like 10 million times and you'll be loved. Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you have to actually show up as love, right? Like, so your actions will be reflective of that. Like, it's not going to work if you're like, I'm love, I'm love, I'm love, and then you're going and doing something that is totally unloving to yourself. Like, it's like, well, that's not matching up. Like, well, you're just telling yourself, because your actions are telling yourself that you're not loved, so how can you possibly be loved? So, hey, Brett. Yeah, right. So it's really key is that you have to look at, okay, what are the beliefs? Maybe it's, I'm rejected, I'm not worthy, I'm unwanted, he doesn't love me, she doesn't respect me, all that sort of stuff. And then you've got to look at, well, how do I need to show up as someone that's lovable, honored and worthy? And you got to look at all areas of your life, all of your relationships, and what are back to what I said before, what are the skills that, yeah, exactly, Linda, what are the skills that I need to learn to show up this way so that my actions will align with my beliefs? What is it that I want to believe about myself? Okay, so the key here is to know that you got to make the choice. At the end of the day, this is the first step to healing after a breakup. Are you going to choose to take the steps and do this work, Or are you going to numb it and not worry about it and then be a victim and keep attracting either A, as I said before, attracting the same thing over and over, and then wonder why you keep attracting the wrong people, or why you're still alone, or why nobody loves you, or nobody wants you, and blah, 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 like whatever it is. Or are you going to choose, oh, sorry, I was going to go into B, or your heart becomes closed, okay, and you actually are not properly able to open up again, okay, and then you might choose people that are safe, okay, and then wonder why your relationships don't fulfill you when you know they're not right for you. You might be in a relationship right now where you know it's not quite right, and that you know that you're just not quite feeling it, and it might be that your heart's just a bit closed. And even if you're in that relationship, you can do this work now, and you may be on a past relationship, or you can work on your current one, and then you're going to discover that, and you're going to open up your heart more. So then you're going to be in that relationship, or choose to leave it, whatever's, you know, when you do this work, you'll discover, right? And then you'll discover, you know, how you'll be able to feel more vulnerable. And this is a lot of the reason that a lot of couples end up disconnecting over time, is they stop being vulnerable with each other. Like, enough shit happens that they close down. Okay, so this is about opening your heart and learning to be vulnerable again. And I teach a lot of practices around that. So at the end of the day, what sits underneath all of this is self-love. Like, I believe like self-love is a foundation to our lives, to all of our relationships. So that starts with you, okay? You cannot rely on anyone else for your happiness, for your value, okay? You have to do it for you first. So self-love is key, and self-love looks different to everyone, okay? So again, we're going to be looking at that and looking at what is it that you need personally? What is it that you need for you to love you? Okay, what are the areas that you need to focus on, and how can you show up on a daily basis? Yeah, totally. Self-love changed my life. I gave up smoking. I healed a 10-year-long eating disorder. I healed abusive relationships, like all through self-love, right? So yeah, unfortunately, there's been conditioning about vulnerability with men means weakness, but vulnerability is actually strength, it's courage, okay? So it's the courage to be vulnerable, as Brené Brown says. It's such a beautiful quality, and I work with men on a daily basis, and they come and they be vulnerable with me because I hold space for them to do that, because they feel safe, and there's things that I do that help them to feel that way. So that's other stuff that I teach, but you know, it's beautiful when a man is vulnerable. Oh wow, it just really melts my heart, and it's just yeah. So as in saying that, it starts with you. Okay, so you got a choice right now. You got a choice to just watch this live stream and that's it. Oh yeah, so I know that I've got a choice, but you know, I'm just gonna keep going to the old way of being and stay in my victim perspective, or am I gonna jump on and do my 5-day 5 days to love, 5 days to heal your loved ones program, where you'll get a video each day. So you go to tinyurl.com/5 days to love, and you'll join the Heal Your Loved Ones Facebook group. I'll pop the link to the group up here as well. And then we'll go through all of this, okay? So even if you think you've done this work before, because I'd already done a lot of self-love work, and then I ended up in a relationship that was totally like not in alignment, and I was like, how the hell did that happen? Like, I thought I had this shit sorted. And so I just knew that I had to go deeper. So there was deeper work to be done. So this is even deeper work than you may have done before. And you may have done stuff like this before, but you know, there's always more. There's always more. So I invite you to, yeah, I will type it in there, Kerry, yeah. So I invite you to, if you know anyone else that needs this, because, I mean, don't we all, right? But you know, you've got those friends that you're like, if only they would just do the healing word and stop bitching about how shit their relationships are and why this keeps happening. And sometimes they need to hear it from someone else. Sometimes they need to hear it from an outside party, and they'll go, oh yeah, maybe I should look at this. So feel free to share this or tag them in the comments, okay? Because I really want to get this work to get out there, and I think breakups are an absolute catalyst for our healing. Like, most people come to me when they've had some massive breakup or massive loss or something. They're kind of in desperation and then the heartbreak, and they want to heal on a really deep level. So yeah, totally. So if you're ready to go into that and to love yourself even more deeply, yeah, awesome, Linda. See, Linda's onto it. she's down, and Linda's already done a lot of work too on herself. And so if Linda's doing it, means it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. And the collective energy of the group will also really help us in the support, and it's amazing when you have that. So just know that it's going to be a really safe space for everyone, and I hope you make the choice to heal, because this will absolutely transform and change your life, and you will look back and go, oh my god, I wish I knew this sooner. So yeah, cool. Yeah, well, I mean, jump on the 5-day group. Yeah, the link's up there. Anyway, I have to get going now. But I tried to keep it as short as possible. How did I go for time? I can't even see the time. It's fine. Oh, beautiful. Awesome. Awesome. Yay, guys. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you so much. Much love to you all. Yeah, it's a bit of work. The 21 days is more likely like a 3-month program that I created. I was like, oh, wow, there's so much in there. But I actually do have a 7 weeks, and I have a retreat as well based around all this sort of stuff. So feel free to reach out to me if you want any more info on any of that. Otherwise, I will see you in the group, and I look forward to being on this healing journey with all of you. And much love to you all, and let's have a fresh start in the year of new beginnings. Bye.